Right, good morning to you from a cloudy, misty and murky morning here across the central belt of Scotland. You can see here the chilly, damp air that we've got across the Lennoxtown and North Glasgow area, and particularly all the way across the central belt at the moment. We've got a layer of thick fog and mist. The majority of Scotland, in fact, at the moment is under clear sunny skies, and what we've actually got is pretty much the north of England, Wales, northern parts of Wales, as well as the majority of Scotland is actually under clear sunny skies at the moment. I'm going to show you here off the University of Cologne website. We've got, you can see here Scotland, like I've said to you, the majority of Scotland pretty much cloud free at the moment, apart from this here band of cloud, fog and mist that's lingering across the central belt of Scotland. Basically right here at the moment you can see the mist and fog as you can on the map. The majority of Northern Ireland and the Republic of Ireland as well under clear sunny skies. We're basically in a slot here of clear skies. Look at how vast this amount of cloud, this thick layer, this thick cloud deck that covers all of France, a large part of central and eastern parts of Spain, all the way north and east up into Scandinavia as well. Very thick cloud, no sunshine, a gloomy, chilly old day across the majority of England, South Wales, and of course the majority of all of France basically is under this thick cloud deck. Here you can see clearly the area of low pressure, the curling cloud. This feature, folks, has been the major weather issue, this weather maker that's produced the 7+ deaths in Genoa in northwest Italy, as well as just recently, yesterday morning, across the southern parts of France. We've seen tremendous flash flooding as well here. The problem is, like I've said in the blog, you've got a pull of very cold air coming across off the Atlantic, off Spain, and that's wrapping in and meeting a very warm air mass as well as warm waters of the Mediterranean Sea. What that's doing is that cold air crossing over and into a warmer environment basically creates a very strong uplift in the atmosphere, enhancement, upward motion, forms strong thunderstorms along the cold front. And as that, the problem is, along the cold front and ahead of it, we've got gale force southerly winds blowing from North Africa across those warm waters of the Mediterranean, and all this moist air, super saturated air, is then getting forced up the foothills, the upslope areas of the southern Alps, and of course you've got, as well as that, an intense upward motion in the form of thunderstorms dropping tremendous amounts of rainfall. We've also got the orographic influence. The orographic influence, folks, is basically where you've got the air being forced up the slopes of these hills as it rises into the atmosphere. It then cools further and indeed condenses into water vapor, so it enhances the rainfall that's already there. It's the perfect scenario. Unfortunately, not the perfect scenario, of course, for parts of Italy as well as southern France. We've seen tremendous amounts of rain across Iberia as well. That feature has caused a lot of problems, reached headline news, as you've seen, across southwestern parts of Europe. Of course, the Balkans as well, seeing tremendous amounts of rain as well. This feature is the main feature across Europe. The majority of Europe at the moment is actually quite a benign pattern still. We've got high pressure to the north of this feature, and indeed we're seeing above normal temperatures across the majority of Europe, with the exceptions, of course, of Russia at the moment. European Russia, highs yesterday, was struggling to get into the -4, -5 Celsius range, even in places like central Moscow. The Russian capital shivering, nighttime temperatures down to -10. Out with in the colder suburbs, folks, temperatures were dropping towards -20 in places. Up further north and east in that city, we've seen highs struggling to hit -20 Celsius, which is of course below 0 in Fahrenheit. overnight lows approaching -30 in places, -22 in Fahrenheit. So tremendous amounts of cold. We've got a very deep area of troughiness over the eastern part of Europe at the moment. It's actually east of Scandinavia. We've still got warm air across the majority of Sweden and Norway, but certainly very cold air building across Russia at the moment. And that to me is the signs of this pattern we're going to be starting to look towards during the latter part of November, as well as into, of course, December. December for me is the crucial month. That will be the month that we see the eradication of +5 to +10 Fahrenheit temperatures above normal. We've seen widely above normal temperatures for the first 6 days in November across pretty much the majority of Europe, even places like Moscow where we're seeing those kind of temperatures. The temperatures are now going to start to drop below normal because of the cold that we're seeing at the moment. The first couple of days in November weren't as cold. We didn't see that cold air arrive until about 2 or 3 days ago at the most. So we're going to be starting to see, folks, I believe, eastern parts of Europe go below normal. It might end the month 5 to 10 below normal, while we still remain above normal across central and western parts of the continent. Interesting factors starting to take shape here, folks. I'm going to show you here currently the upper level pattern for the northern hemisphere. A couple of key features here. You can see the cold here over Western Asia as well as Eastern Europe. That cold air, of course, is going to beat down the temperatures, the averages for the month of November as we progress through the month. Notice here, this is the north pole right here. Notice the cold, basically the reservoir of cold is all centered over the pole at the moment. That means to say we've got a what you call a positive Arctic oscillation. Positive Arctic oscillations mean that further south you've got more zonal flow, less amplified pattern, and we've got also the building of Arctic air over the pole.